This fella has been on my radar, Mr. Mixtape. And it's a video about Garou, which is cool because we just played the new one, the City of the Wolves. I keep calling it Call of the Wolves, and I really don't know why I keep calling it that. But yeah, since I didn't play the original, I saw this in my feed, and I put it in the Reacts playlist. And I was like, all right, after playing the beta, we should watch this. So yeah. Oh, speaking of Janae, by the way, I was on Twitter. I was like, give Bijane a command grab, and everyone was saying no, and I was in pain, but it's probably they're thinking about this old game.
The thing that fascinated me the most about Garou is the disparity in tiers. While it's absolutely not as bad as
You know the Shotos are not gonna be mid and bottom in the new one. No way! No way! No way that's happening.
And it by no means renders the lower half of the roster unusable. There's still a pretty significant gap between characters. Let's start as usual at the top. Garou's top dog, Kevin Ryan.
The police! The police! I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, this is the play. The police! He works in Philly, bro.
Kev has a lot going for him and is seemingly fine-tuned to play the game so well that it almost feels like they made this guy this way on purpose.
He was supposed to be the original Pro Tech, trust.
The defining tool of Kevin's kit is Hell Rotor, but there's a lot more beyond that. So every character in Garou has faint versions of 2 of their special moves. Presumably it was intended for you to bait reversals and stuff, but feints can also be cancelled into normals. For most characters, this allows for a new dimension of combo damage and pressure. Kevin's damage increases tremendously with this, and his break is excellent. Now, here's something funny. You can use Kevin's low break for a block string out of 5A into a dash. This is inescapable. Like, legit, you can't do anything.
You can't.
There's no gap
cancel?
to just defend or press a button.
Oh, there's no hyper defense? You think... Wait, there's no hyper defense? So is that why they added hyper defense? So he just does this and you're cooked?
Your only real hope here to avoid being guard crushed is to just take the hit and hope the Kevin player isn't expecting it and fucks up their conversion.
That's probably
Where we graduate from strong to fucking stupid is when we take into account Kevin's damage with meter, and in that regard, we have to discuss Gatling Freezer. The B version is 3-frame startup and the D version is 0-frame startup. Be prepared to hear this a lot throughout the video. There's a lot of supers with 0-frame startup in Garou. I explained this in a prior video, but if an opponent does a super with 0-frame startup and you're not blocking before the super flash, you're getting hit. Gatling Freezer hits insanely hard, with even the 1-meter D version doing a shocking amount for a 1-bar super, but also Kevin can combo off of it.
This shit is crazy because, like, you remember I did a Broken Moves with Justin, and he only did retro games, basically, and all the shit he picked was like, oh, you can do a combo off it, oh, you can do a combo off it, oh, you can do a combo off it, for not even just the damage, like, clearly the damage is really good, and the speed is really good, but, like, the conversion ability on top of that, because, like, games now, we agree, likely that they are more intentional with their design, where like back in the day it's just like, oh, this character just happens to have this and then it's just way better than everyone else's shit, right?
And it's just plus on block for some reason.
Zero frame.
Even if he does this as a wake up and you block it, he's still winning. Who thought this was a good idea? Rotor cancel combos give him among the best damage in the game and also build mad meter.
Ugh.
This is primarily what makes Kevin such a powerful damage in the game.
Look at meter.
And also build mad meter. The big issue with rotor cancels is the difficulty. Performing them optimally requires very good execution. Not that you absolutely need to learn this stuff to play him. It ain't required, but if you want to make the most out of his damage, you better get ready to learn.
Code word, if this game was esports, you need to learn that shit.
Lag. He has a lot of other random strong stuff. I alluded to unreliable anti-airs in the intro. Every character has an upper body evasion attack, which I think is just supposed to be sort of a universal anti-air. Most of them aren't great for this purpose though, as they have a hurt box that appears before they become active.
Peak old game shit, man, is like, here's a tool designed to do this. Oh, also, we fucked up and you can't actually use the tool for it because it has some fucking...
All of them except for Kevin. Kevin's just doesn't have this issue, which actually makes it fairly consistent as an anti-air. Also a command throw and this neat little crawl. Even though Kevin is very strong, he's far from an unbeatable monster. The other top tiers and even other high and mid tiers have answers to his shenanigans. Kevin, though, is absolutely insane. Hard execution may be a bummer, but realistically, how many top tiers has that actually held back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Grant. Just uttering his name strikes fear into the hearts of Fightcade players and arcade veterans.
Grant, where you at? Slayer Kanji player, Grant. Where you at, bro? Just saying your name. Just saying your name.
Alike. He's a sub-boss, fought either as the final or second to last encounter in the arcade mode, and generally considered a very, very strong character.
There are certain people who would pick that character, and none of them are named Lord Knight. One thing about SNK designs is there are so many more cool dudes in SNK games than like Arxis games. I would play Kain in a heartbeat. Even Rock is mad normal, and I still think his design is pretty cool. We're like, okay, take BB, right? Ragna to me is like a ridiculous design. I think Jin is cool, and of course I think Valkyrie is cool. And then besides that, not Naruto. Naruto's kind of mid. And then definitely not Bang, definitely not Carl, definitely not Relius, definitely not Hazama, or Susanoo, or Hakuben, or Terumi. I don't know, SNK, even compared to like Capcom games, like SNK fellas just are like, I don't know, they're just chill, they're just cool. SNK has characters like my homie Robert Garcia, the most normal fella in the game, bro. That's the thing about SNK. You can meet, he's real. He's real. Robert Garcia is real, bro. Guilty Gear players are scared of fucking like Happy Chaos. Then fucking SNK players are scared of a motherfucker named Clark. I don't think Clark is cool. I just think it's funny that like people are like, oh my god, Clark. Oh, Tekken has cool male characters too. Like my homie Miguel. This is like an anime player. This is like an anime design. This is like ASW design. A bad one.
I just talked about Kevin being an offensive powerhouse with high execution barriers. Yeah, Grant goes in the complete opposite direction as a defensive beast who is, to be frank, so easy that a baby could probably win with him. Grant stands tall with a strong backdash and very good buttons, and his control over neutral is unparalleled. Even though he's a big guy with some fairly slow buttons, he has lots of ways to traverse the screen at an alarming speed.
Oh, is he like Vox? Is that what they were talking about when people fight Vox? They're talking about this character? Or no? He has the same dive kick.
B/D is a dash with good travel range, going half screen for B and almost full screen for D. He has a dive kick which is shockingly fast and a pretty unique DP. The A version works as you'd expect, rising into the air and falling down on recovery, but the C version has the fucker fly all the way up to the top of the screen before coming down to the ground and creating a shockwave which causes damage. Undeniably, one of the most maddening things about fighting Grant is just how impossible it can feel to start offense on him. I already mentioned how efficiently he can stall thanks to his DP and dive kick, but a very frustrating number of his specials are just safe for seemingly no reason. Both dive kicks can be made plus on block depending on spacing and distance from the opponent and the ground. 236D is -1 on block and pretty much always leaves him right in your face. Both versions of his spin kick super are -2 on block, although even without a 1 or 0
old game shit, let's go.
Frame super, I think you can punish this consistently with a throw. It just feels impossible to get this guy to stop moving, and his button's long range gives him tons of excellent air dares. The sheer ease of use for Grant and how well he plays the game has given the character extremely consistent tournament results, and solidified him as one of the best characters in the game. Representing the Lillian Knights, Janae is as deadly as she is beautiful, and commands respect with her incredible offensive presence and mobility. Of course, this all pales in comparison to her strongest tool, Harrier B, which is simultaneously a dive kick and air dash. Upon executing the input, Janae will begin flying through the air. The B version hops up vertically, and the D version travels very far horizontally. Dive kick and make them regret ever pushing a button. Use it to air dare too. Anything you want, really. Playing neutral against Janae is a dangerous game, because almost anything you do can and will be punished by a dive kick if you aren't careful. Backdashes in Garou are invincible, and Janae's is pretty obnoxious already given how far it travels. More importantly, it sends Janae into the air, and it can be cancelled into her dive kick. Backdash cancel dive kicks aren't just extremely annoying, but they're very strong. You can try to take her turn back against dive kick pressure, and all of a sudden you're getting hit because she did a backdash cancel dive kick to whiff punish your button. I guess the logic behind her design was to balance this all out with one thing that you never want to see on a character: low defense. She's one of 3 characters to have below average defense.
Yeah, but she has no armor.
And Hoku.
She has no armor.
I played the former too, so frankly, I feel targeted. It becomes even worse considering the glitch associated with her. The Janae counter hit bug causes her to enter a counter hit juggle state after a regular hit if she's in midair, which enables combos and juggles that only work on Janae. Taking damage as Janae can be very punishing. So she's a little bit of a glass cannon, and she even gets guard crushed sooner than most.
Notice they don't talk about Mix too much. I mean, like, Kevin is just like, he guard crushes you, plus the reversal beam plus he explodes you on hit. And the other person, it's clear that his defense is good, is mobile. And then hers is she's mobile, plus annoying-ish defense, not really offense.
Strong universal defensive mechanics and her own powerful offensive tools and game plan, she absolutely thrives in this game. Her game plan is simple but brutally effective.
So one more top
I
tier,
mentioned
right?
in prior videos that zoning isn't that strong in Garou, so of course it stands to reason that one of the best characters in the game happens to be able to zone pretty effectively. Kine R. Heinlein, uncle to Rock Howard and brother-in-law of Geese Howard. His A fireball is a pretty standard generic forward advancing projectile, but the C version travels upward at an angle. This can make the projectile pretty difficult to get around. Obviously you can still JD it, but people who are just absent-mindedly jumping in anticipation of a fireball are likely not going to be ready to do this. It's also worth noting that Kine spends a decent amount of time recovering from his fireball in the air, which can make getting a full combo punish on him very tricky. You'd expect this to be the forefront of his...
Is that the same in the new one? That's definitely a thing about... Because again, I mean, if you're not playing, like, the easy ones are like Terry and Rock in the new one, right? They have DP break into full combo. I mean, I guess if you're just, like, jumping at us, you hit it airborne, you just don't get a combo because he just flips out. That's pain, actually.
Strength.
Subtle
but
pain.
The real star of the show is his flash kick. Say it with me now, plus on block invincible DP.
Lol.
Or flash kick, whatever.
Lol.
The opponent guessed wrong, they get hit and launched into a combo.
Lol.
They guess right and block it, you're plus 9 or 11,
Lol.
which can put the opponent into very scary guessing situations. Then we have the orb. This is the crux of his powerful Okizeme and allows him to put his opponent into various different checkmate situations. The orb is multi-hitting and travels fairly far, disappearing upon hitting an opponent or going off screen. The most infamous aspect of Kine's orb super are his guaranteed guard break setups. If you happen to catch an opponent blocking, Kine has multiple ways to set up inescapable block strings with 2 or sometimes 1 of his orbs, ending off with a TOP attack to open the opponent up and score himself a full combo. If that wasn't enough, there's also the Seal bug. Seal being the name of the orb super if you didn't know.
Okay.
I could explain it, but it would be way more efficient to show it.
Damage bug?
The Seal bug triggers if an opponent is forced to switch from just defending to blocking. Whatever caused them to block will become bugged and hit multiple times, guard crushing them and doing monstrous damage.
I spy my little eye. A tournament winner, by the way. Yes, yes. I'm saying, bro, this is the shit I would play. This is the shit I would play for sure. You get to walk away from all your problems. You have plus on block DP that you can use for pressure. When you have meter, you get to just fucking be lazy, do super. This is the shit, bro. This is why we have patches, bro.
There's definitely a barrier of entry to learning Kine, considering he's a charge character and his break can be fairly difficult to do, but it's certainly worth it. Don't let his nice suit and charismatic smile fool you. Kine is a terrifying force who can control the pace of a match well, and with the right setup, he can be absolutely deadly.
He's the one.
So that's the top 4 of Garou, all very, very strong characters with unique strengths and tools. All degenerate, but also very cool characters.
Jade and Grant don't sound like broken. Kevin and Kine sound fucking broken to me. Like, Jade is like, oh, she could frolic around and you can't use fireballs and stuff. Okay. And then Grant is, oh, he can mash and he's easy. But then Kevin is like, you fucking die, and he builds infinity meter. And then Kine is like, they are, but you gotta. I'm also playing a character in that group, so it's like, you know, like I get it. It's like I get it though. I get it, but it's like I need that light extra juice, the extra juice, you know.
A real neat game, and it's fun to see how all 4 of these guys take advantage of Garou's mechanics and overall pace in different and often silly ways. This was a real fun video to do, and I hope you all enjoyed.
Yeah, I think like maybe, I mean, you would just have to do more. I feel like, I don't know, to really drive the point down. Because I mean, I know I played her in the beta, but unironically, out of the 4, it sounded, I get that she's safe, and of course the neutral is godly, but it sounded like she was the weakest out of them, and not like super crazy. Kine, I guess, is just so obvious and clear, and Kevin too. Those are like the obvious, clear, like, dude, what the fuck. And Gato to get like extra juice like his sister's getting. We shall see. We have a couple more, because they're going to do one more beta, so we'll see. We'll see if there's more characters. I doubt there's going to be balance changes. I think it's just going to be UI stuff, I would say. It was a good video, though.